So here's the big question. How are entrepreneurs like us, who have been hustling and struggling to make it to success, who seem to make it one step forward only to fall two steps back, who are dedicated, determined, and driven, how do we finally break through and win? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brian Kelly, and this is the Mind, Body, Business Show. My microphone was muted. Welcome to the show, everybody. How are you doing? We have a phenomenal show for you tonight because, not because of me. No. Because of Deidre Beacham, who is coming on very, very soon. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to share her wisdom, her knowledge, her brilliance. She just said something to me right before the show that blew my mind in such an amazing way. It tells me she's very intelligent and knows what she's doing. And she is out to serve and help people in the video sphere. So it's very right down the channel of things that I love to do myself. So I'm really excited, and I cannot wait for you to meet her as well, because she just oozes with intelligence and friendship and fun. And what greater combination can you have in a human being? I don't know. There's probably some, but I really am impressed with this young woman. Cannot wait for you to meet her. But first, the Mind Body Business Show. What is it? It is a show that I had put together with you in mind, the budding entrepreneur, the business person, someone who's looking to get farther ahead, no matter what your current level of expertise is today and your level of success. The guests I bring on this show, time and time again, drop golden nuggets of wisdom. I like to call them smart bombs that will help you to catapult your business to the next level. There may just be one point on this show that Deidre will come up with that can and will catapult your business to the next level. You don't want to miss a minute of it. The shows run roughly an hour in length, and I'm telling you, they're just chock full of value. I've been doing this for well over 3 years, and I know just by talking to Deidre right before opening this show a moments ago, she will be no different. And you want to stay on and stay tuned and stay focused. Get ready, get your pens and pencils ready, take notes, and get ready to ask questions, because we will open it up so you can ask Deidre, the genius when it comes to video, your biggest burning questions. All right. So the Mind Body Business Show is about what I call the 3 pillars of success. They are in the very name of this show. They are mind, body, and business. And they really reflect folks that I had studied over the past decade or so. Those were only successful people that I studied. Those 3 components or elements were present in each and every one of these successful individuals. And that's why I call them the 3 pillars. So mind is really about mindset. And with these individuals, to a person, they each had a very positive, powerful, and most importantly, take note of this one, flexible mindset. Now that describes Deidre to a T. And body is literally what it means is they all take care of themselves, or took care of themselves if they're no longer with us, physically and nutritionally. And then business, I love business because it's so multifaceted. In business, these successful people had mastered the skill sets that are necessary to create a successful business and to scale it and continue to grow it. Skill sets like team building, marketing, sales, systematizing, leadership. I mean, I could go on for some time. If you want to really know a good list of them, you can read Michael Gerber's book, The E-Myth Revisited. He spells out a lot of those there as well. The cool thing is, if we're going to master any one skill set, it's going to take a considerable amount of our own personal time. The cool thing is with this approach, you only need to truly master one of the, actually, it was one of the skill sets I mentioned of the little group I just mentioned. If you master this one skill set, you won't necessarily need to yourself personally master the remaining skill sets that are necessary to grow a thriving business. And that one skill set, if you're curious, I don't know, maybe, are you curious? That one skill set is the skill set of, drum roll, leadership. Wow, didn't see that coming. Many of you didn't, I'm sure. The cool thing is when you have mastered, or even if you're in the process of mastering the skill set of leadership and you're bringing on team members, Once you have mastered the skill set of leadership or in the process thereof, you will have the skill necessary to pull in those who have mastered other skill sets that you have yet to master or may never master just due to the sheer time involved in mastering each and every one of them. And so there you go. That's the show. We're done. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding. And so that's a big tip. And I hope you take that to heart truly. Now you might say, Brian, I don't have a team. I would say, okay, master leading yourself. Ooh, yes. What kind of culture do you want in your business? What kind of messaging do you want? Do you want to be a positive reinforcer? Do you want to be someone who is a fear monger and negative reinforcement that's always holding some kind of threat over your employees to say, if you don't do this, then I'm going to fire you? It depends. And it's your choice. You know, different people use different approaches. I know I have mine that works and works very well. That doesn't have to be yours, but consider leading yourself and what would you do in telling yourself what tasks to do. Bring in the discipline into your life as a leader. And that is schedule everything. I mean, everything. Put it on your calendar, including your workouts if you're working out and exercising on a regular basis. And any personal things you have going on your calendar, make sure they mesh with your work calendar so that they're not overlapping and you're not canceling things like that. So many great things. And considering great things, another wonderful attribute I noticed of all these successful people is that to a person, they were also very avid readers of books. And with that, I want to segue very briefly to a quick segment I affectionately call Bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by reachyourpeaklibrary.com.
Yes, there you see reachyourpeaklibrary.com. A word of advice, if I may, before I continue, is that there will be several resources discussed here tonight. They are always discussed. I know Deidre has probably a boatload of them, especially given the space she's in the video realm. And what I would implore upon you right now is to, instead of going and clicking away and checking out these websites while the show is rolling, is to instead get out that pencil or pen, write down the URL, take notes, write down books if they're mentioned, and then go looking and investigating after the show is over. And I say that because of my experience of speaking from the stage, where I would be on stage knowing I'm coming to the juicy part, the part that can really impact lives. And I'd notice someone get up and walk out because they had to either use a restroom, they had that all-important text or phone call they had to address to. I would hate for you to be interrupted and have your focus taken away from Deidre specifically when she is talking, because that could be that moment, that one moment that could literally, I am not kidding you, change your life forever. So please do yourself a favor. This isn't for me. This is for you. I myself am running the show and I will be taking voracious notes myself. I'm not kidding. I'll show it to you later if you want to know, if you want to see it. So that's my soapbox moment. We're going to get off that. Back to Reach Your Peak Library and then Deidre. Ooh, can't wait. Reach Your Peak Library is a resource that I had my team put together and assemble with you in mind. And what it is simply a collection of books that I have personally read and that I vet. And the thing is, I did not start reading until about the age of 47, which is now 11 years ago. Oh, everybody got the math on that one, didn't they? Yes, I am proud of it. 58 and still moving above ground. I love it. And these books, I started reading using Audible. And so not every book I've ever read is in this library, and they are in no particular order. They are not alphabetized. They're not by author so much. I mean, Grant Cardone, there's a big collection of them all in one spot, but predominantly they're just kind of thrown in there as I finish reading them. And the purpose of this is for you to have a free resource just to look to see a group of books that were read by another successful entrepreneur who vetted them, that just improves your chances of not wasting your time in reading a book. That's it. Very simple. So go through this list. Look at the first one that jumps out. Don't even have to go through the whole list. First one that draws your attention, either by the book cover or by the description, go get it. You don't have to buy it from this site. This goes straight to Amazon. Get it from wherever you get your books. That's the point, is so that you get the information you need. Oh, there's the E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber right there, right on cue. I love that guy. I've met him in person once too. He's an amazing guy. All right, speaking of amazing people, guess what time it is? I think you guessed it. It is time for the one and only Deidre Beacham. Here she comes.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, Trained, big league, qualified.
And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is the one. It is the only Deidre Beacham.
Hello, hello. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited and happy that you are here. So thank you for coming on. My goodness, I got comments flying already. Let's see what we got going. Oh yes, Lorianne Hood. We have to give a mention to Lorianne Hood. She is one of our regular viewers. She gets a lot of information from this show. She's doing the right thing by showing up and listening and taking notes every single show. Yes, and she's saying, oh, there's Heather. Hello from Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Ooh,
And
love Hilton Head.
oh my goodness, I think Lorianne knows her. Maybe, I don't know. That's pretty fun. I hope you stay. Oh, I love it. Lorianne is doing the work for me. Thank you, Lorianne Hood. She said, Heather Kaiser, I hope you stay till the end. It'll be awesome. Ah, yes, it is her friend. Great. Brian, my friend Heather, is heading my way for a birthday weekend. You guys will have fun. All right. And Heather says, Heather Kaiser, Lori, I'll be here listening. All right. Great to have you both on. And we have more coming. I know it. It's an amazing show. And amazing people like Deidre are the reason so many people come and watch this show, either live, either after the live is over, or they listen to us on our podcast. We are on 35 major podcasting platforms. After the show is over, it will be posted there as well. So you cannot not find Deidre Beacham when this show is over. I kid you not. And that is a good thing because you're going to find out why. All right, Deidre, I've done a lot of blabbing and there's a little bit more to go. Before I do that, we need to do a little housekeeping. And so going to throw up a little bit of ad spots for everybody watching, listening. We will be back in just a couple minutes. So hang tight because I'm telling you, you do not want to miss Deidre Beacham. I'm not kidding you. Stay here.
No pressure.
Right, we'll be right back. Hey, if you're watching the Mind Body Business Show live right now, then you will have the ability to win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort of your choosing, compliments of the Big Insider Secrets. What is it? It is a 5-night vacation stay to one of many destinations across the world. You can see as we go through this very quickly, there's some in Branson and Daytona Beach. These are in the United States, all over the United States, New Orleans, San Diego. There's also Mexico. There's also the UK and Argentina. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. Australia. At the end of this show, you will be given the ability to enter to win. You must be watching this live. If you're not watching live, then head on over to themindbodybusinessshow.com and register to receive automated notifications when we go live the next time. We do not spam. We do not even pitch any products or anything from that notification. It's just simply a way for you to know that we're live, and now you can join us. And you can also participate in this incredible, incredible prize, and you do not want to miss this. So come on live, and you do not want to miss a moment because of our incredible guest experts. And stay on to the end, and we will reveal that at the very end. And if you're struggling with putting a live show together and it's overwhelming and you want a lot of the processes done for you while still enabling you to put on a high quality show and connect with great people and grow your business all at the same time, then write this down, carpetbombmarketing.com. Then head on over to it after the conclusion of tonight's show. Carpet Bomb Marketing. Saturate the marketplace with your message. And to get a free lifetime membership to a phenomenal resource called the Reach Your Peak Club, your free membership will include instant access to deep discounts on major software, services, and top shelf training courses that you need to run your successful business. Think of it as your entrepreneur discount house. Catapult your business to the next level. Sign up for free now and get a hotel discount card worth $200 just for joining. Then go and grab your deep discounts. So write this down, and then after the show, once again, head on over to reachyourpeakclub.com. All right, now let's get back to the show. And there she is again. Yes, it is Deidre Beacham. And we finally are going to get to the meat of the show. Thank you all for hanging with us. Now is the time to get those pens out, those pencils sharpened. Make sure you have ink in your pen and get ready for writer's cramp. So, Deidre,
yes.
one of the questions I love to open every show with is that about the mind, because that's how, in my opinion, that is the foundation, the baseline, the cornerstone of each of our individual level of success or lack thereof. And that is what is going on between those ears. And what I want to find out from you, Deidre, is when you get up in the morning, because being an entrepreneur isn't all that easy, is it? No, we all know. Yes, it's not like and nothing against those who work for a corporation, but your lives are pretty much, when your
It's
next
just
paycheck is coming.
different.
Let's put it that way. As an entrepreneur, you are responsible for 100% for your outcome. And so for you, Deidre, when you get up in the morning, there are times where you have arduous tasks. There are times where you have tasks that you love. And when you get up, there's always a mixture. When you get up in the morning, what is going through your beautiful brain when you get up in the morning that keeps you driven, keeps you upbeat, keeps you motivated to keep doing this day in and day out, week in and week out? What is that for you?
Two things. One is I didn't have a voice for so long, just the way I grew up and the messages that I was receiving growing up. I felt that who I really was just kind of squashed, and I didn't feel like I had a voice or a place to have that voice. I remember saying, "Oh my gosh, I'd love to be an astronaut," and my parents were like, "Yeah, girls don't do that." It's just that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And so I felt like I didn't have a voice, and I didn't come out of the closet until I was in my late 40s. My voice was really squashed, who I am, and so because that was squashed, so many other things were squashed. So it is so imperative to me to be able to help women that maybe have felt like their voices have been squashed over the years, or men, but that I can help them to get their voices heard. And that's really important, is helping them to feel comfortable and get their voices heard. And to know that their voices are important, that their message is important. And the second thing is I am I don't want to say that word. Well, yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm kind of a whore for self-development. Just
That's totally fine. It's a great word. I love it.
I just love it. Now I go through lulls where I'm just like, I really don't want to grow anymore
Sure.
at all. And then and I'll just kind of go into a reclusive state, but it always is it just drives me. I love the self-improvement and the challenge of that, and the challenge of leading myself.
I love so much about what you just said, and primarily because when you get up in the morning, your thoughts aren't about yourself. That's what resonated. It's what you grew up experiencing that translated into what drives you, which is not you. It's about helping other people, other women, for their voice to be heard. And I totally get it. Yes, women and females in general, even from a young age, they're unfortunately told that they can't do things when you should never be told that, ever. It's like, I don't believe there's any limit to what any human being can do, as long as they put their focus toward it, and they'll figure it out. And so God bless you for having this mission and purpose, for helping women in particular raise their voice, get it heard in a society and culture that it's not all that easy to do, even to this day, which is unfortunate.
And so many
But it is
things have
increasing.
changed. A lot has changed, but it's still, there's still resonating messages that are still there, and even in places where they aren't there, they're still inside of you. So,
And one thing I love, I've seen a massive increase in female entrepreneurship. I love that. And why do I love that? Is I've found that, and this isn't like a big epiphany, but women in general, to me, from my lens, they have more integrity, percentage wise, than men do. As far as, if you take 10 women and 10 men, how many women would have integrity versus men? That's what I mean by that. Women would surpass men, unfortunately. They should be equal in my head. It's like it should be 10 out of 10 every time.
Yeah, it should be equal.
No matter what. 10 out of 10, I don't care.
It'll get there.
Gender at all.
Someday.
Yeah, and the other thing is, they seem to care and to more they pay more attention to detail than a lot of men do. A lot of men will just say, "Oh, I got an idea. Let's just go for it and let things lie where they go." And women will be carefully, tactfully putting every step together to make sure that nothing is left behind. I've just noticed that I have many female entrepreneur, real close friends, and just working with them, that has come out big to me in a great way. And I'm glad that that's happening. That spurs on additional competition that will do nothing more than hopefully improve the percentage of men that I was alluding to earlier. I'm a man. I love men. So, I mean, I love the fact that I'm a man. I don't love it. Anyway, we won't go there. So, I love them in a brotherly fashion. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way. And I do. I love many men that way for sure. And I want to, first, I need to introduce you and give you the respect you deserve by letting people know who you are and what your background is. It's very short, but it's very important because it's going to be the catalyst by which the rest of this show goes. So real quick, here we go. For over 15 years, Deidre Beacham has been passionate about helping women entrepreneurs to get their message out to the world, just what she just said, increasing their visibility and credibility using the power of video. And here's the genius part. We're going to get into this. Backed by SEO. That means search engine optimization. She creates safe, fun spaces to ensure that the best you comes out on camera. To learn more, you can visit her website at boldvideosolutions.com. We'll talk more about that, definitely, and we'll put that URL up on the screen here. And so thank you so much for coming on and spending your valuable time to help not only women, but men that resonate with your message, because I think what you do, and we'll get into that. I can't wait. I'm like, I want to do it now, but it's not the right time. We'll do it in a moment about what it is you do for your clients and how you go about extracting that incredible essence out of those clients of yours and put them on video. And so I was just curious, what got you started? What took you down the path of going into video? What's your background maybe, and the steps that took you all the way to where you are now that said, hey, video's where it's at. That's what I want to do.
So my background's in marketing. Years ago, I was in corporate America and worked for General Instrument, which has now been bought by Motorola. But at the time, it was General Instrument, and they developed the very first, what do you call it? The surfboard modem. They developed the very first modem, and then they had the ability to get the internet up, and people are like, well, what do we need that for? So I was on the development team, or sorry, the marketing team, to market a product that nobody knew they needed.
Oh, wow.
Which was the surfboard cable modem. It was a cable modem. And so that was fun and exciting. And the very first company that purchased it was Cox Communications in Florida. That was the very first customer. I didn't sell it. I was marketing. So, but our marketing was responsible for that. So that's where my background is. And when I moved from California, that was when I was living in San Diego. And when I moved from there and came out here to the East Coast, I started working for a company and realized I'm not happy doing anything I'm doing for other people. I just didn't want to work for other people anymore. And I found I was always balking the system because I thought I had a better way of doing things. And there didn't really seem to be a desire to want to do things better, just do things the way that we've always done them. And it's very frustrating. So I left, started in sales because I had no idea what I wanted to do, and did sales for a while, did sales training after that. Because the sales training I got was so great that I got a huge customer for the company I was working for in sales, and lost my job because they didn't want to grow anymore. So it's just crazy. So I lost my sales job. Wow. And I thought, well, the sales training worked great. I'd love to sell that stuff. And so I worked for the sales training company. I sold sales training and then did the sales training. And that was so much fun. But then Gary Vaynerchuk happened, and Wine Library TV.
Oh my
And that
God.
was just the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I had never seen it, seriously, this punk. I mean, he's not a punk now. I mean, he's multi-millionaire, universal. He's traveling all over the world,
Yes.
world speaker, and multi-millionaire. I have no idea how many millions of dollars he's worth. But at the time, he was a punk ass kid. Excuse me. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse.
Fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's so fun.
He was. I mean, because he'd had on like a wife beater shirt on, and he had this Jets cap on, and he's sitting there at a card table. I mean, this is early Wine Library TV. He had a card table and a pitcher. And then he'd bring out a wine, and then he'd bring his buddy over, and they'd sit there and talk about wine like it was beer. And I had never seen it. I was fascinated by that this kid could have such a hold strictly because he was on video and approaching us in such a way that was like he was our friend. And I thought, wow, that is so powerful. We've never had this power before. And I brought it into the sales training company, and they're like, it's a fad.
Wow.
This YouTube stuff's a fad.
Wow.
Like, I don't think so. So I left that company and started my own company called The Buzz Builder. And it was a social media marketing and strategy company. And it was about the same time Mari Smith was starting to get known. So I've been doing this for a little while. So then I started doing social media training and marketing. And I was doing video to promote myself. I wasn't teaching video, selling video, anything. I was just doing it for myself, just trying to promote myself. And in the end, I had clients who were coming to me. They saw the success I was having. I was getting speaking engagements all over the place and traveling across the country to go to speaking engagements. And my clients were like, wait a minute, we want that video stuff. Video stuff. So that's kind of how it started.
So whatever that Kool-Aid is, we want to sip. That's fantastic. And that's the greatest way for it to come about, is by you leading by example, not even knowing probably at that moment that it would become one of your primary business models, right?
Oh yeah. You know, when I got started, they didn't even have camcorders. Do you remember the little, I can't even remember, the flip? I had the flip. I still have it somewhere. It's in my bag of trips. When I used to go to speaking engagements, I'm like, this is what I started on. Bring out the flip. And then I went up to a tiny little camera. And anyway, they just kept getting bigger and better. And
now you can do everything you want on a phone.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
It is. In very short amount of time too. I remember using the flip. I'd make sure it was charged. I had one of those flexible tripods, and I put Velcro on the dashboard of my car, and I would tap it and start. And I had this thing said, "I am driving under the influence of," and then I would say whatever topic I'm talking about, and had some fun with that. It was just a fun little hobby, but that was the flip back then. Recorded workouts when I was a certified personal trainer for note taking. Yeah, flips were awesome. They're a little bit, they're just a lot smaller.
Oh yeah, just a little thing. Yeah. Yeah, it was no mic jack. It was yeah,
just USB it into your computer and download the goodies. And those are good old days. Thank you for that. That was a good memory lane moment there. So things have come just a little bit farther down the road since then. Yeah, and technology wise, I mean, what we're doing right now, as a great example, we're on StreamYard, which, originally was only something you could do from your own computer, meaning the studio software would run on your computer. I used to use it. There was something called OBS. I used XSplit.
Oh, yeah.
The paid version of OBS. I wanted the support, so I paid for it. But it would bring, I had almost a supercomputer in my house, PC, and it would bring it to its knees because I was streaming to too many places. And so things like StreamYard came along, and now my computer loves it because their computers are doing all the work. And just look at this. I mean, the graphics and things that are available to us today, and the scene switching, interaction with people, the technology is phenomenal. Can you imagine what's next? I can't. I can maybe surmise, maybe virtual or augmented reality. I don't know how that would go. I get dizzy in those things, so we'll see. If you want to watch a host fall
It
down
is
in the middle of a
absolutely
show,
crazy. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we actually started flying in airplanes.
I know it.
I mean, think about how far it's gone. It's just crazy. I mean, I remember when my very first video game was Pong. I mean,
Me
look where
too.
video games have come. I
Yeah.
mean, geez, it's just nuts.
You know what? You're saying a lot of stuff. There's no way you are as old as you're coming off. There's no way. It's impossible for you to.
I'm in my 50s.
No way. I don't
Oh,
believe you.
yeah.
No. No, take it back. I don't think so. Seriously, I was like, how does she know all this? You look so much younger than that. I was like, wow. Wow.
Oh, yeah. All that.
Cool. We're like brother and sister. This is fun.
That's right.
Gosh darn it. And I will say I'm the much older brother, I'm sure. So yeah, Pong. I remember that. My gosh, I had a batting cage. It was the first time I ever saw that when I was in baseball as a little kid, 10, 11, 12 years old. And it was in the building where you'd go. We'd want to play Pong, not bat in the batting cage. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. So many great
I
things.
remember how exciting it was when Asteroids came out and Pac-Man, Centipede. I mean, like your life revolved around video games in that era,
It
you
did.
know. And
Yeah,
any break you had, it was like, oh, let's go put a quarter in a machine.
It's funny. My wife and I, before we became married, I mean, we were boyfriend, girlfriend for like 8 years solid from high school all the way through college. We got to the point where we'd go to arcades in the neighborhood and spend a day or a night, usually an evening. That was kind of like a date, and we loved it. We play all the games together, Centipede, all that fun stuff. So wow, memories. This is fun. I'm gonna have you on the show more often. But back to entrepreneurship, and one of the things I love, and so you're in video, and this one is really, really intriguing to me, and this is one of my favorite questions to ask of any successful entrepreneur such as yourself. And that is, you just said it, what you started out in your career was in marketing. Now, you can probably attest to the fact that what used to work back then most likely isn't as effective as what is working today. And so there's no way
Marketing,
to predict
sales. No, none of it's the same.
And so there's no way to predict what will be that next thing that works tomorrow. That's not what is important, though, is it? It's what is working today. And what I want to ask you, Deidre, for you and your business specifically, what is the form of marketing that you are most successful in employing today?
Well, certainly, are you talking about for myself or for my clients?
For you.
For me.
We can do both.
So, well, it's interesting. I'd still give the same response because I think the number one best way to get clients, and it's proven time and time again for myself, is speaking. I mean, it is by far the number one way. You get into a room, and I'm talking about in-person speaking.
Okay.
In an audience, you have your target market that you're talking in front of. You have the ability to get all of your emotion right there. Your energy is going out. You're receiving their energy. Yeah. And then they have the chance to talk to you one-on-one afterwards. It's just magic. And there isn't anything that I believe is better. And if you have any impetus at all, I think the number one best trait that you can teach yourself, or best ability you can teach yourself, best education you get, is to teach yourself how to speak. Go get some classes and learn how to speak so that people will listen and pay any attention to you. It's just fabulous.
That is incredibly astute advice. I couldn't agree with you more, because that's what happened with me. I didn't realize how important it was. I got involved, and people can take this and use it as a strategy to learn how to speak. And that is go to networking events. I mean, show up to great networking events, seminars where there are speakers, and then get in with the person who's running the seminar. If they align with your value system, if they seem like they are what you want to be aligned with, offer to help them. I used to help break down their chairs and stuff at the end, not with any ulterior motive. I didn't have to catch a plane. Everything was close to home. So I'm like, I'm here. And I got an opportunity to speak with them whereas otherwise I wouldn't. And then over time, I ended up meeting one individual who became my mentor, long story short, I became the lead trainer for him. I spoke on his stage, 2 and 3 day seminars. I did all of day one for him, with him. I never say for people. People don't work for me, they work with me. And the bottom line best thing you can do is get someone who is already good at it. You watch them on stage, that person's good. I want them to train me. And then not just have them watch you speak from stage, but give you feedback, specific feedback on how to improve each time you go up on stage. That's what happened for me. And I'll tell you, Deidre, I mean, exponential growth. They told me, this wasn't me saying, oh man, I'm awesome. I got great. I got really good. They told me, one said, you are now first class, world class. Like, I had no idea what that meant. Oh, whatever. Okay. Thank you. But I'm humble. But yeah, speaking, I love it. You just hit a sweet spot. Goosebumps.
It's just absolutely powerful.
Yeah.
So the next best thing from that is video. I mean, if you really look at that, because you have the opportunity to speak, obviously it's different because you don't have that immediate satisfaction from a whole bunch of people in an audience. Yeah. It's not quite the same. You do have to have a different energy level going into it. You have to have a different level of preparation. It's just different, and you have to have a different mindset about it. But as long as you go into it with all of those things and your messaging, video is just, it's the next best thing, because you still have that emotional component. You still have the body language and of course the words. But people can see your genuineness. They can feel your genuineness. And if you are in fact genuine, and let me tell you something, so just a little thing, if you're not feeling it, and I mean this in all sincerity, if you're one of those people that's shooting your own videos, and I highly recommend that. I don't think that all of your videos should be done by a videographer either. You should be doing some videos on your own, catching some live kind of fast, quick moments with you. People love behind the scenes stuff, and you don't need somebody like me for that. Do those, because people want to have that connection. They want to have all of that. It's so important, and there's just nothing better that does it. And then they can watch it anytime. You put it up, it's not their time, that's okay, it's still there. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, you're exuding all the passion that I feel myself as well. So we're like in lockstep with this. And I will say, for everyone watching and listening, and we're going to get more deep into Deidre and your business so people understand that you are somebody they want to reach out to. So you just heard the number one marketing approach today is speaking live from stage. Now, you don't just jump up on stage and become a speaker, and a very good one. I haven't seen one, not ever. I thought I can just get up on stage, start talking, everybody's going to love it. And I got up and I sucked, so you got to have the training, the background. So what I would encourage everyone, I'm not kidding, everyone that hears or watches this video live, record it or otherwise, reach out to Deidre, because she will get you going with video that will help you to get your quote unquote sea legs about you as far as speaking is concerned, and speaking in front of a camera, which a lot of people like. You think you may not be nervous, and then the camera goes on, you're like, oh, right? And Deidre will walk you through that, coach you through that, and then you're working with somebody who is a professional speaker herself. What do you think might be able to be the next step beyond that? I don't know if Deidre, if you offer any speaking coaching, but if you haven't started that, that would be a great thing to add to your repertoire.
Yeah, it's funny. I have thought about it recently, because I have friends who are also speakers who come to me and have me look at their script.
There you go.
Outlines, because sometimes I'm really good at transitions and helping people with the flow of, because I love to take people on a journey when I speak. So, let's hook them and then take them on the journey and then bring them back up. And so it's a passion of mine. So I have thought a lot about adding that at some point.
Yeah. So, and just to get started for everyone out there, knowing that is the outcome, that is a goal for you to really kick the rear end in your business, is to start with Deidre, because she will get you going down the path of creating videos, which I can't wait till we have that chat in. I think it's going to be next, because I'm excited about it and I can't wait anymore. And she will expertly and professionally craft and help you to create your message And then you'll start gaining additional confidence. You might be confident already. You'll gain additional confidence. I can't tell you, Deidre, I've been doing this well over 3 years. I hold a master class once a month. Every bit of that stacks up on each other. I was just asked the other day to interview another individual. He sent me the script 10 minutes before we got on. I just highlighted where my name was. And it was like, because of all of this that stacked up, it was so easy and effortless. And I enjoyed it. And he was very appreciative. Not to say I'm all that. I'm saying that all the work you put into it makes you come off to them as all that and gives you that confidence. Confidence is what sells. Would you agree, Deidre?
Oh, absolutely. And that was the point I was trying to get. I just lost my head, which is that if you're not feeling it, don't do it. If you're getting ready to turn on your camera and you're not feeling it, please don't do it. You just stop. Because every bit of energy that you have, that you're thinking about, what you're feeling, what you're projecting about yourself, what you're thinking about yourself, all gets projected out on camera. And for whatever reason, and I don't know why, but it gets magnified. No, actually, I do know why. The reason is because when somebody is watching the video, they're usually by themselves, right? So there's typically no distractions. So they just have you. So they're concentrating. They're looking at you very closely. They're feeling the energy you're getting off. They're analyzing your expressions. And are you truly being genuine and authentic? And they can feel, and they're not even thinking that. It just happens automatically. So I would highly suggest, please don't shoot camera. Now, and if you don't have a choice, like for example, tonight, I didn't have a choice. I needed to be here at a certain time. And so what I do is I prepare. It's like for an hour and a half before the show, I wasn't doing any work. I was relaxing. I was getting my mind in the right frame of mind so that when I got here, I could give as much as I can while I'm here. Because otherwise I'd be so self-absorbed, because honestly, this is my bedtime. I'm usually in bed at 9:15 every night, and then I have a night routine that I go through so that I can prepare for the next day. So yeah, I have to make sure I'm ready, and so I take the time, and it's worth it. Even if it's in the middle of the day, it's worth it. Make sure that you take the time to get your head right before you turn on the camera.
These are like, okay, that is what I would call a bomb dropping moment right there.
I did it.
Yes, you did. Smart bombs of knowledge, bombs of wisdom. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh my gosh. It's so true. It's and so many things you said were so on point. It's, being true to yourself, being true to your message. It's kind of like a dog sensing fear. Humans can sense when you're inauthentic in a similar fashion. You may not think it shows, but it shows in your messaging, in the inflection in your voice, in the micro movements in your facial muscles. All of it combines into either authenticity or inauthenticity. And so, oh my gosh.
And sometimes the fears can get so caught up, and I see this especially in women, the fears will get so caught up in their heads about how they're sounding and how they're looking and how is it appearing, and is anybody really going to listen to this, and am I too fat today, am I too thin today, is my hair look okay? I mean, it just goes on and on and on, and they'll think there's a certain way that they need to show up, right? And you may think that. I mean, I'm not talking about you, Brian, I don't think you do, but whoever's watching, you may think that you have to be a certain way or act a certain way. You have to be you. And I didn't get that. Even though I was doing it for myself, I thought I had to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And so I was being inauthentic, and I was still being successful, because back then you could just throw up a video and seriously get known. But it's not like that anymore. You have to make effort. There is effort in getting known. It's not just slap up a video. So anyway, I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, and so many. The other very important nugget you passed out was preparedness. To spend some time, and I love how you just basically shut down so you could clear your mind and be present. And that's the bottom line is everyone is you want to be present, whether it's live or recorded. You want to declutter before you go on, so that you can be the best you possibly can. If you have all these things going on the back of your mind, you're going to stutter, stammer, and take longer to get the thoughts out. It will show in different ways. So you'll just come off only as looking more professional if you prepare like Deidre does. And you're listening to her. She's coaching right now. She's telling you and coaching you. Can you imagine what it would be like to work with her, like directly with her? She's giving you the breadcrumbs. Awesome. She's giving you the breadcrumbs. With her, you can get the entire loaf. Ooh, I just made that up. I don't know if that's good or not, but that's
it sounded fun.
It's tasty. The loaf is tasty. It's good stuff, and it's good for you. It's healthy.
And just a little wine added to that, and you've got a meal.
Oh, now we're talking. Oh my goodness. Get that dip in oil and vinegar. Oh yeah. With the bread.
Yeah. And a little cheese from the Swiss.
I love it. Wine and cheese. Yes. So let's get into your business. And I wanted to find out a little more in depth. Like we've talked about women, we've talked about men. Are there certain what is your clientele consist of? Is it entrepreneurs, business people? Is it just stay-at-home moms or guys?
So I don't do weddings. I don't do weddings.
Yeah, and
that's usually the first question somebody asks me. Oh, so you do weddings? No, I do not do weddings.
Yeah, I mean, you're not actually a videographer, are you?
I am.
Oh, okay. That's part. See, I made a wrong assumption. So take us through what you do for. Let's pick a client that you can think of, bring up in your mind that you've taken them through the process. What is it that you do for your clients? And then if you have a success story or two, we'd all love to hear that. And while you do that, I'll pull up your website so people can see where to go to get more information while you're doing that. We're going to kill two birds here. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah. So the website just has 2 pages on it at the moment because we are redoing the websites. We have a new website running up. So it's just 2 pages, but it's there. And if you want to get in touch with me, just send it to ask at boldvideosolutions.com, because you know what? The form down there doesn't work. I worked on it all afternoon and it's just not working, but it's the old site. We'll have a new one up soon. But yeah, so the package that I'm working primarily on right now, I do coaching. I do video marketing coaching, but the main package that I'm working on right now is the 90-day visibility accelerator. And what that is I interview my client and find out about their business, and then I find out who are they, where do they want to go, where are they right now, what do they want to be known for, and what are they known for right now, and then where do they want to position themselves in the market. I also take a little bit at their competition. What is their competition and how are they differentiating themselves? I don't spend a whole lot of time on the competition, to be honest. I just want to know who they are to see if there's something that I might be able to come back to them and say, hey, you may want to think about this. But besides that, I go and I do search engine optimization. I go and I find the long tail keywords and phrases that people are actually searching for. What questions are people actually asking right now? And then come back to them. We spend 2 to 4 hours in my studio, or I go to them. And I also have an option to do it online, just like this. And we record 2 to 4 hours. I take that back in post-processing, make sure the audio is awesome, edit it, and put on an intro and outro, captions, color correcting, all the fancy stuff. And then we put it up into, right now we're testing lately.ai, which I know that Brian is very familiar with, because Brian, I believe, is the one that turned me on to lately.ai, but it is a really cool solution. We haven't tested it thoroughly yet, so we are not charging for that aspect of it, but then we also distribute the videos for our clients. So it's 12 videos in 90 days.
And the thing that stuck out to me more than anything, and I think was the most powerful part of what you're doing for your clients, and it's probably the most subtle to everyone else, is the fact that you use SEO in your research to find out what people are actually asking for. And that is so important to know. You know, it's not about what you think the market wants. It's what the market wants and what you are doing.
Let me tell you a mistake that people are making right now.
Yeah.
Because of Chat GPT. Are you familiar with Chat GPT?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Here's a mistake that people are making right now. And Chat GPT, if you're not familiar, it's an AI. It's free, and you can do all kinds of really cool searches, and it'll tell you cool things. However, Chat GPT, while it has really great things and has really great ideas, and we are using it for ideation. I mean, it's just fantastic for generating ideas. The mistake people are making right now is some people are asking it to write scripts for them, for video scripts. I highly suggest that you please don't do that, because it sounds like a robot. Even if you tell it, and you can tell it this, even if you tell it, do this in the voice of Gary Vaynerchuk, it will do that for you, but it's still not going to be you. It's going to be Gary Vaynerchuk. It's going to be some robotic version of Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, they are going to get better and better and better, and someday we won't be able to tell the difference between them. But right now, we can. So please don't do that. And the second mistake that people are making, in my opinion, in my professional opinion, is they're using it for SEO. Here's the problem. The SEO, all the information for this AI is only up till 2021.
Yep.
So anything that has occurred between 2021 and 2023, and I don't know, there's a few things that have happened. That information is not being searched. So you are not getting the most accurate, up-to-date information for SEO for what is working right now today. So again, it's great for idea generation. It really is. It'll outline things for you. It's awesome, but please use your own voice. Please use your own voice. It's really imperative.
That's a great tip. And Chat GPT, just look it up for those of you that aren't familiar with it, and definitely give it a go. It's free for now. We'll see when that changes.
Yeah, that'll change.
Well,
it's amazing. It really is amazing.
They do have a paid version. I just saw it. I got a friend, Carlos Redlick, who's a copywriting genius, who is actually creating a course about copywriting, using it as the engine, but you don't have to literally copy and paste. You put it in your own voice, and you take pieces. It's like you said, ideation. It's about bringing up the ideas. Oh, that's a good point. I'm going to write about that. And
it can give you an outline. It can even give you an outline for what you want to do. Great. Use the outline. Write the stuff in the outline.
Boom. So Chat GPT, that's a great tool if used properly. And just to warn people out there, I'm part of a mastermind, and they're all tech gods. I'm like a kid in a candy store. And one of the gentlemen in this mastermind happens to understand the AI and everything behind Chat GPT very well. And he indicated that already Google and Facebook and others have algorithms that can and will detect if it was AI generated, like by
if you're just copying and pasting, they can tell.
So be careful, and not just be careful, change it and make it your own. If you're going to use it, make it your own as best as you can, and don't copy and paste and just say I'm going to hit the easy button, because that's laziness. I can only imagine how this is going to affect kids and English, people that are trying to write or taking the mind away from people. But there's also a lot of positives from it. And there are
great positives. It is making my job faster. It really is making my job faster. And I'm telling you, I mean, every time you see words down at the bottom of the screen, I shouldn't say every time. There are still people that actually type those in. Most professionals are using AI to do that. I use an AI. I don't type all those words out. I use an AI, and then I go back and I check it. They're still not perfect. They are getting better. They are much better than they used to be. But when the AI comes through, I always have to check. There's punctuation problems. There's capitalization problems. There's misspellings. But I use it. It makes my job faster. And I'm certainly going to use it as a tool.
Yes.
Not as a replacement for things I do, but as a tool.
Deidre, I told you I only did a couple of these a show, but that is yet another. Smart bombs, knowledge bombs.
I wish I had my little sound clapper. I just cleaned up my office and I had this little clapper here that I would run, but I've moved it and I'm not sure where I put it.
The key point with that was so remarkable was use it as a tool. And just that, a research tool is what I would emphasize.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. As long as it's information before 2021.
Yeah, exactly. And so you're right. You're absolutely right. If you use it for SEO, it's not going to be current because SEO is, my God, it changes almost every week. I mean, God bless all of you who are in that space, including you, Deidre, because it's like a never-ending moving target to try to figure out the best way to utilize SEO. I have a friend who specialized in that with websites. And I'm like, oh my gosh, God bless you. You need a full-time staff for that. It's amazing.
You do, but I can tell you a quick tip that'll make it quick and easy to find. It's a very simplified version of search engine optimization for videos.
Okay.
So if you go into YouTube and if, let's say that you're, well, let's just say video marketing because that's mine. So video marketing. And what you can do is just type into the search bar, let's say content for video marketing. But as you are writing that out, you'll see underneath, you know how it drops down and you see all these things that pop up. Maybe you just type in video marketing and then you see all the things pop up. So those are how that works is the top option or alternative, what it thinks you're looking for, is because people have actually searched for that thing the most. And then next step down, and then next step down, next step down. So those are things people are searching for. So it is a way to do search engine optimization because that is actually where it's pulling it from. Then you can take that information and do something like how to whatever that is and see what pops up. If you want to get a little fancier, TubeBuddy.
Yes.
We'll give you some free at a certain level. It'll give you some free information. SEO. I do a paid version, and then I also use SEMrush. But that's you don't have to pay anything, and you can get at least a semblance, and you can figure out some questions that people are looking for. They may not be, because you want to look at traffic, and you want to look at how many people have actually talked about that topic. And so there's a lot more to it, but that'll give you enough that if you're not doing video, my God, at least do that and search and find things that people are looking for so you can shoot those videos for yourself.
Yeah, and then that'll help you craft your marketing messages on your website. The key points to put on there. You want to hit the pain points that people are experiencing, and then give them the solution that they're looking for. Maybe take them through that journey, like you were just laying out your strategy for building that out. And yeah, so that can help you with so many things, including video. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, Deidre Beacham, if you're not marketing right now, if you're not doing video, and if you want to aspire to, every one of you, if you're not doing it, you do aspire to be a speaker, because Deidre just told you that is the number one form of marketing for her and her business right now. And I will tell you, she's not the first that has ever said that on this show. So it's real and it's definite and it's true. And having been a speaker on stage, you cannot supplant real speaking from either elevated stage or the stage that's level with everyone else is talking. It's a virtual stage. It doesn't have to be a physical stage for those of you that go to that level. But with live people in the audience, that's all it is. There's no substitute. The energy you were talking about, it's indescribable, and it's something that is addictive once you start getting motivation or momentum in improving your craft. Even the first one, you're scared out of your gourd. I don't care how comfortable you are in front of a camera. You stand up in front of the stage, in front of people, then you'll see how fun it is, and it's fun. And get over the nerves. And Deidre can help you through all that too, having been through all this herself. I'm sure, no one that's been up on stage has never gone up there and not been nervous. Did I say that right? They've all been nervous.
Oh, and I still am. As it gets closer and closer, I get nervous isn't quite the word I would say for it, but there is a body response, because the body is still in fight or flight. Even if my head isn't, somewhere obviously in my subconscious it is. So there's still like this fight or flight thing, but I keep telling myself about how excited I am and what I'm going to share, and I can't eat. I can't eat. But once I get on stage, I would say 5 words in.
Yep.
Uh,
That's all
gold.
gone. Yep.
It's just gold. And then it's all about the energy exchange and the information and taking the ride.
You got me reliving it right now. Thank you for that. That is awesome. It is. There's nothing. It's hard to explain it. I just looked at the clock, Deidre. This is rare. We're already a minute past. I've rarely gone this far without recognizing. So that's a good sign on how amazing you are as a guest and as a person and what you bring to the table for people. I did promise everyone that I would let them know how to win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort. Compliments of the Big Insider Secrets. You see that stamp emblem looking thing to the right over Deidre's left shoulder. Yes, the Big Insider Secrets, that red and white stamp. That is by my good buddy, Jason Nast. He sponsors this show. He gives us the ability to do this every single night. Don't go anywhere because I'm going to show you how to enter that here in just a second. Also, every show, I ask one very profound, hard-hitting question to end the show of my guest expert. Oh yeah, I saw the eyes go up. That was good. But before we do that, I'm gonna give you the mechanism for entering to win. Now remember, write this down. Don't go there now. You don't have to enter while we're still live. Just do it right after the show's over. You'll be fine. We'll be checking on that, have the staff looking, and we'll pick a winner randomly. So here it is. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Get out your pens and pencils, write this down. Here it comes. You want to write down ryp.im/vacation. That is a URL. That is a website. ryp.im/vacation. RYP just stands for Reach Your Peak, which is my company name. So ryp.im/vacation. Go there, enter to win, and then don't go anywhere. Don't go there now. Write it down. And now we're going to come back to the woman of the hour. We're talking about Deidre Beacham. Yes.
And the hard-hitting question.
You didn't forget about that. That's awesome. So, and before we go into that, I mean, I just want to point out, I was going to share with everybody that I myself take notes during the show. That's only page 1. There's a second page. And so I hope everyone else took as many copious notes as I did, because that's a sign of a guest who brought it. And Deidre brought it. And I'm so grateful.
Thank you.
So grateful to you. Thank you for not just for myself, but for everyone who's watching us live and everyone who gets to listen to it on a podcast or watch the recorded video. They're going to be blessed by your information. So I appreciate you for doing all that. Now, back to that question. I know you're like going, dang it, when's he going to drop it on me? The cool thing, there's a couple cool things about this question, Deidre. And the first and foremost is there is no such thing as a wrong answer.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't exist.
My favorite kind of question.
It's actually, the second part is it's just the opposite. The only correct answer is yours.
Awesome.
Because it's specific to you. It's phenomenal. And
well, then I can't wait.
And it's very powerful.
Here, let me get my special glass of water.
All right.
Hang on.
I wonder what's in that glass. Huh. So
off of the air, it's gin, but on air, it's water.
I love it.
I asked for a tumbler because I really wanted a rock tumbler that was different and unique. So this was a Christmas gift.
Oh, that's nice.
And so I'm showing it off.
I love it. Have to drop some scotch in there at some point. So
it would look pretty with scotch, wouldn't it?
It would look good, yes. So about that question, yeah. And so it's very profound. Oh, the other part is you may come up with the answer instantly, or it may take a few moments. Even then, it's perfectly okay because it is your answer. There's no way you can fail on this. In fact, I've done this many times.
This is quite mysterious, Brian.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that on purpose, would I? No build up on purpose. And but the cool thing is, it doesn't matter. It will be profound. It will be incredible. It always has been. Not a single person has failed it. Neither will you, because you can't. It's impossible. With all that, are you ready?
I'm ready.
She's thinking,
lay it on me.
Let's get this over with. All right.
Favorite color is blue.
How'd you know? All right. Deidre Beacham, how do you define success?
Oh, wow. How do I define success? Honestly, I think success, well, I can only define success for me because I truly believe that everybody has their own answer for that. And my answer has changed over time. But I would say that my answer for that now would be being able to wake up every single day, being able to do what you love. It may not be easy, but being able to do what you love. And when I say that, I think purpose is a huge part of that. And if you're following your purpose, even if you don't have the money coming in yet, if you're following that and you're consistent, I can't emphasize enough how important consistency is. But if you're consistent, you will find the success you're looking for. But I think it all starts with yourself and finding that success in getting to that next level of who you are and what you need to be in order to help others to find success as well, because I think that's truly success.
You know how this is going to end, don't you?
You say, oh my God!
Yes, this has been Deidre Beacham, the one, the only, the video expert that uses SEO to craft incredibly hard-hitting, wonderful, profound, engagement eliciting questions of her clients. And she's a speaker. She's the full package. And I would highly recommend anybody and everybody who has a heartbeat that has a business that wants to take it to the next level is to reach out to Deidre. And Deidre, what would be the optimal way for folks to reach out to you and get in touch with you and say, hey, where do we go from here? How do I take this to the next level?
I would suggest, either LinkedIn or Facebook would be a great way. Either place, I'm at Beacham, Deidre Beacham, my name right there. So I'm very easy to find whether you go there. I'm also on Instagram. I'm going to be doing some trainings next week on Instagram. So that's a great place as well. If you want to send me an email, it's ask at boldvideosolutions.com.
All right. So we'll do that one first. Ask at, and then you see on the screen for those of you watching, for those of you listening, it's ask at boldvideosolutions.com. Email her there. Just let her know you saw her on the Mind Body Business Show or you heard her on the podcast. Either one is fine. And then her name to spell it, just so you get the right Deidre Beacham. In case you're not watching, you don't see her beautiful face as I do.
And I'm the only one on there. So
but the spelling, it might throw them a little bit because Deidre is Deidre. And her last name is Beacham, just like it sounds, Beacham. So be sure to connect with her on LinkedIn or go to her at ask at boldvideosolutions.com. And by the time you see or hear this after the show is done, I'm sure her website's going to be up and humming at full speed. You could probably go there and fill out that form as well. So don't be shy. Go do that. And if it doesn't work, you can go to the other alternatives we just gave you. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. We do this all the time, always making changes. That's also a sign of a successful business because you're not happy. I shouldn't say you're not happy. You're not content with where you are today, because once you reach that one goal, it's time to look for the next one and go even higher and better.
Yeah. And I think the objective every single day is to level up in some way, not as opposed to everybody else, but as opposed to yourself yesterday.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but that's worthy. It's going to happen. Here it comes.
Oh, get out of here.
In a long time, but that is the way to finish. That is it. Wow, Deidre Beacham, thank you so much.
Yeah, most fun I've had on the show.
Oh, you're amazing. You have great insight, incredible wisdom, great experience. You have a heart of gold. You are integrity based, and I am happy and blessed to have been able to share the stage with you.
Oh, thank you, Brian. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh my goodness. Oh yes, this has been fun. All right. We have to cut that. Well, we don't have to, but I'm going to. out of respect for everyone watching and listening, I know we've gone 10 minutes over. Thank you for hanging on, all of you that are still here. And Deidre, thank you for hanging on in the late wee hours of the morning. Please stay on if you can for just a few minutes after we're done. But to everyone else, I want to say thank you. And 2 things: go out there and serve people to the best of your ability, help somebody else to really kick butt in their life. And number 2, and most importantly, everybody be blessed. And so long for now. Have a great one. We'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in to the Mind Body Business Show podcast at www.themindbodybusinessshow.com. My name is Brian Kelly.